come here to speak tonight because the president has muzzled me. But I just couldn't resist. It's in the farming world. Any of you know what is net loss? Or the word called node.
No.
I've heard that. Anywhere. Well, that's when any person or persons running a business and they don't make $1. Zero. In the farming industry in the Bahamas, this is exactly what is going on with the farmers. There's so many issues, especially myself, who's been a farmer all his life. My father was a farmer. I've been in Calvin Road for 52 years. I'm 54 years of age. And I want the Bahamian people to know that if there's no farm, there's no food. And if there's no food, then it's chaos. My greatest fear as being a farmer is the sea and port. All right? The airport and the seaport. I call it the sea and port. I'm quite sure each and every one of us in this room have experienced what we call the hurricane saga. When you go to the food store on the day before the hurricane, and there's nothing there to buy. If our sea and port closed down, God forbid anything happen to our neighbor, the United States of America. After one day, everything in every store will be sold out. When ASH Pritchett and any other entity that is a wholesaler to the retailer, within 4 days will be depleted. There would be nothing left within 1 week for any persons in the Bahamas. And I don't care what nationality you is. I don't care what the color of your skin is. I don't care how long your weave is. I don't care how much flowers you have in the front of your yard and how big your lawn is. Okay? If you ain't got a helicopter or a private plane, we will be up that creek. And guess what? I say within the 5th day, we will be killing one another. My friend here asked me what's going on in the farming industry. You know what's going on in the farming industry? Farmers are trying their endeavor best to feed themselves and to feed this nation. Like in all things, some does better than others. Because some have collateral and many don't. Most persons don't. Most of us start from scratch. Before 2007, I used to farm for fun. I was what they call now in the farming world a hobbyist. So I used to farm as a hobby. My father was a real farmer. But I had business enterprises, and I had money at that time, so it wasn't no need for me to farm to feed my family. But I used to farm because I love farming. I love animals. But since 2007, I had lost everything, and I had to start from the bottom. I came out of prison in 2007. Most persons don't want to hear this, but reality is the facts. We talk about UB, that's the real UB. Because guess what? They trying some programs in there to bring our men back to the forefront, to being providers, okay? To being protectors. But most of our young men falls through the crack. Thank God I wasn't one of them. Okay? I wasn't a recidivist. And let me reiterate on that. Since 2000, I have not been arrested and committed no crime. I've been a pillar of my community, and I made a commitment to myself and to my God that when I come out here on this road, that this is what I was going to do for a living, to feed my family and to feed this nation, and hopefully one day export food out of this country. I start off with 6 goats and 6 sheep. Okay? I start out with 4 chickens and a couple of ducks. And guess what? Within the space of 5 years, I had 500 golden sheep in the back of my yard, a half an acre in Cowpen Road in Cape's Close. Till my neighbors went crazy. They went to the Ministry of Health. They went to the Ministry of Works. They went to the Ministry of Agriculture. And guess what? They even got to the point where a couple of them climbed up on my fence and tell me, I gotta move these animals. But guess what? They met me, the farmer, in Cowpen Road. Mm-hmm. Some of these persons didn't even have the right to do it. That's a different story for a different day. But I can tell you tonight, all right? And I ain't here to bash nobody. I move upon request by the Ministry of Agriculture at that time to Golden Isles allotment, okay, which is the old dairy farm where they used to raise the cows when I was a child. Yeah. I grew up around that farm. I went to the school, what is now called the detention center, okay, when that was a dairy farm. When I finished school, during the summers, and when I finished school, I went to work to that dairy farm until it closed down. What a tragedy. And guess what? My father was a farmer, so I know how to farm. I don't guess this. Okay? I've been farming so long now and doing this. This is my passion and my love. And guess what? If the world think I was a hobbyist, that's their business. But I got 10 years of records to show. And show me a hobbyist who have 10 years of records to show. I was going to bring some of them tonight, but you know, I was expecting a big crowd, so I didn't. If I knew I was had the floor like this, trust me, I would have bring the 10 years of my records and line them off from here to here. Because I want the Bahamian people to know, you know. Yeah. I want not just this community, not just New Providence, but the whole entire Bahamas to know if we don't feed ourselves, we could be in some serious problems. And I pray to God and never get to a point where the sea and port closed down. But it could happen any day, anytime. I ain't trying to scare nobody.
It's
You understand
facts.
me?
And the truth.
The facts and the truth speak for itself. Since I moved to Golden Isles allotment, lot number 69, that was issued to me under the previous government, it was 5 acres issued, I only got 2.5. Five acres was issued to me, I only got 2.5 acres. But I sold 200 goat and sheep to move to that to move to that 2.5 acres, and I took 300 head of goat and sheep with me. 200 head of goat, well, it's actually 213 head of goat, on 126 head of sheep. Within 1 year, I lost 117 goat and sheep to theft. Yes, I hear you. Yes. In an hour. Now that's just a theft. Okay? And guess what? That same first year, the dogs killed 54 of my goat and sheep. So 117 plus 54. Do the maths. Now I had a lot of babies born in that year, you know. Trust me. And guess what? It gave me the strength to continue on. But watch, within the following year, 90-something get teeth. Okay? And at that time, the previous government told me I can't build no house on the property. You understand me? They tell me I can put up a building 12 by 12 out of wood. Alright? I say, really? But anyhow, I had a caretaker for the voice year I fired. Because on the anniversary of that year, that's how I get to find out 117 was stolen. Because I caught the neighbor with one of my sheep, killing it. And he had sold it to the neighbor. And let me tell you something. Within 3 years, I lost over approximately 400 head of goat and sheep to theft, and a couple hundred to dog killings. And then on the 3rd year, I suffered this thing called the barber pole hookworm that the Ministry of Agriculture said didn't exist. And what was so hurtful? Going through all these things. Not just myself, you know. I'm just talking about my experiences. But listen here. If we bring the farmers here, this room can't hold the farmers. I'm telling you. And I ain't talking about backyard farmers, you know. I talking about real farmers. It's 500 farmers in New Providence. about 300 of them are active. Okay? The other 200 has properties that they allow people to build houses on and do other things. And some build apartments on it and other things, per se, and this and that. I mean, downfall in the Bahamas as farmers. Number one is theft. Number two, livestock people suffer from dog killings. And let me tell you something. They call me the dog whisperer. Because I had 126 dogs of my own at one given time. Okay? And listen to me. I can guarantee you, any dog that you have in your yard and you don't secure it, if it's not chained, if it doesn't have a kennel, your yard isn't fenced in the gate. Even if your gate locked, dogs can open gates. And if you don't have concrete at the bottom, dogs stay underneath it. And I can say this with a word, I didn't kill hundreds of dogs since 2007 till now. In fact, if I take you to my farm, I could show you where since the Hurricane Matthew, I had to take pallets to block the holes for the dogs dig under the fence to come inside, and every one of them pallets represent a killing of my animals by the dogs that come from the neighborhood and come from the villages. And it's hurtful and it's painful. So when I talk about no net loss, it's really wasting that, because I'm taking funds from someplace else in order to sustain and keep my farm afloat. And I'm just keeping it afloat. See, most people don't understand what it is to operate a farm. Farming is a very expensive business. Okay? Livestock could be at a cheaper rate than what I operated as, but because I was never given the land to sustain livestock. That's the problem. If you got 5 acres and you got 500 golden sheep, you kidding? Because guess what? Most people don't know goats eat up high, sheep eat down low. So while the goat's cutting up top, the sheep's cutting to the bottom. Okay? And they can clean better than your lawnmower. In fact, they do a tractor job. I had one person, when I got the 2.5 acres down there in Golden Isles, and I moved there with 300 golden sheep. The person who was in charge of the land unit was shocked when I told them that the 2.5 acres was depleted of all food for the golden sheep within 3 weeks. I asked them if they know what it is to sustain these things. Okay? Subsequently, we're supposed to get feed from the mill at a regular cost. Within the past 10 years, I didn't see the feed going up 3 times, and then last year, VAT come on top of that. And if we're talking about produce farmers, they just like the livestock farmers. They take a licking and just keep on ticking. You know how many people who in this farming industry are working 9-to-5 job in order to sustain their farm? If you wake up in the morning, and I don't care if you're the president of the United States, if you praise God and you brush your teeth and wash your face and take a bath, the next thing you do is you go open your mouth, because you need to put something in there, and it's called food. And if it ain't no farm, it ain't no food. And guess what? The importation of the food is killing us. It's destroying us. Garbage in, garbage out. The cancer rate is at the ceiling. Okay? And there's a lot of other things that could give us cancer. But guess what? It's what you put in here that is destroying your body. Alright? And guess what? Each and every one of us play a role in farming, Because, watch this. last year, just before Christmas, the thieves came to my farm. They stole 4 goats and a pig. Christmas Eve they came, they stole 2 mother goats and left the 4 babies in the pen, only a week old. Yeah, that was me. Mm-hmm. And that was me who they was cracking joke on social media about, oh, we haven't curry mutton. That's the people who bought the stolen goats and had a party, a block party. And guess what? I'm ashamed to say it. People might say, man, you is be out of order. Yeah, it's out of order. I'm a child of God, and if I wasn't a child of God, if I wasn't covered in the blood, they'd have been covered in the blood. You understand me? But because I covered in the blood, I can't cover nobody in the blood. Yeah, unless they come to uncover my blood. Now, if you step to me, that's a different story. But I ain't a step to you unless you step to me. I'm not a threat. But these people come to my farm, steal my goats. Now watch this. The persons who stole the 4 goats and the pig, they got locked up. You know how they got locked up? A lady who is a farmer, who's been farming as long as my father, okay, and farming longer than me, her 9 pigs got stolen. And her son is a police officer. And he's a no-nonsense man. And it took him to go and lock up the guy and arrest him, and he get 2 years. Now tell me how you get 2 years. If you was a recidivist for stealing, you don't get 20 strikes for stealing. How you get 2 years? The last time when I called the police and locked him up, he got 3 years and 6 months, and he was out in 2 weeks. But I might as well just hang up the farmer's hat and start committing crime again. Even though I just make 21 years now, I ain't commit no crime. It's been 18 years since I see, well, I shouldn't say 18, it's been 11 years since I see the inside of prison. But I ain't commit no crime in 20 years. I got a clean police record. Amen. Clean. But you could tell me somebody could come to my farm and steal my goats and sheep and my pigs, my rabbits, my ducks, my chickens. January 1st, right after Matthew 2017. Matthew was in October 2016. January 1st, they came, stole 40 ducks. Where you sell 40 ducks? For $5 a piece. My ducks is $40 and $50 each. But you selling them for $5 a piece? Okay? That's about 10%, eh? Huh? I gotta be operating at NOL, NOL, which is known as net loss, when this is happening. And they talking about crime. And people saying all ain't lost. I thank God for the woman who I married 36 years ago. Because guess what? If she wasn't working and bringing home a salary, I'd have been cracking some skulls. God forbid if she was disabled or something happened to her and she lose her job. You can imagine? I done can't pay my light bill. In fact, this week alone, I had to take $400 of my feed-in money to put on the light bill so they wouldn't turn it off. And I hope the people who are watching this don't turn it off. Because it's still high. Because it's still high. And that's something I thank God for. But guess what? My phone been turned off for years now. I had no cable for but 7 years. Huh? Well, I get internet from BTC, but they don't turn the phone off. What they call it? What do you call this?
Prepaid.
Huh?
Prepaid.
Prepaid. Thank God for prepaid. Huh? And then they wonder why some people are so better. You understand me?
Yeah, because the cost
But
of
I'm not the
living
only
too
one. If you hear the testimonies of farmers in this country, you'll think you're in a church service. And you know what they say? These people lazy.
They love to say that.
Let me tell you something, you know. You got some lazy people. But I can tell you one thing.
Yes, some hard working people too.
I ain't see no lazy farmers yet. Now I see some people who got some farmland who's supposed to be farmers who ain't no farmers. I see that. But I'm not going to throw the baby out with the bathwater because we have that in every walk of life. And I always tell people two things. Don't beat me with them people switch, and don't beat me with the switch in my past. And everywhere I go, I encounter that. Because people feel like you ain't supposed to let them know where you come from. You understand me? See, I don't have no secrets. My life is an open book. And I serve the Almighty God, Jehovah Yahweh. Alright? And his son Jesus Christ, who is known as Yeshua and Mashiach Adonai. He is the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords, the conquering lion of the tribe of Judah, elect from the Almighty God Yahweh. And without him, we have no salvation.
Yes.
And thanks be unto him, today I stand in there to tell you, you understand me? I hope not to ever walk through the door of a Majesty prison, the first college of the Bahamas, or University of the Bahamas. Okay? Because now we breed criminals there. We was breeding before, but it's worse than before. You understand me? And I hope to God that we can do something by making a difference. By all the people in our community to become our brother's keeper. You know what it is to be sitting in church and to get a call on your phone and your neighbor say, hey, listen here, you got a fellow out here selling your baby goats and your ducks to somebody by your gate. He worked for you? No, sir. I don't have nobody selling nothing. My establishment closed. And I get on the phone and I call the police right down in the Jamaica police station, and they tell me, I'm sorry, but we don't have no car available. Okay? And the neighbor is waiting for the police to come. And the police never reach. I came and the police never reach. And when I call the police, tell me to come make a complaint. I say, against what? They done buy the stuff and gone. But these are the things that farmers go through. My other farmer friend down the road from me, he left his farm about around the same time, 7, 8 o'clock in the night. And he came back 12 o'clock that night to go check on his animals and stuff, and noticed that his new brand water pump that was given to him by the Ministry of Agriculture after the storm, they cut all the bolts. We had it bolt down in the concrete, cut off all the bolts and everything, and take the cover off it and carry it. And that was in the space of 3 hours. My other neighbor, who was another farmer, he also does welding as a living. He stole the 2 of his welding machines right out his yard. Big Sunday while he going to church. Had to pass through 2 gates. The next one on the road, they stole 4 of his goats. And that same week is when they stole 4 of my goats and my pig. I've been promised that if I buy 1 roll of fence, the Ministry of Agriculture, I'll match that. It's called the 50-50. Well, I didn't buy 15 roll of fence and I didn't get 1 yet. Still waiting. In fact, the fence what I used to buy would cost $180, now costs $320. And you gotta put VAT on that. So we're giving the farmers everything that they need to get. Yes, of course. Let's just dig this hole a little deeper and slide them in. I got farmer friends that's gone out of business and they so bitter. That they wouldn't even go to their farms. I got my neighbor, I can call his name, Nature Cooper, right in front of me. I met him there when I went in Golden Arts alone. I've been there 6 years now. And watch this. I've seen him cry. I've seen him shake his head. He's 80-something years old. Oh, and he's a farmer. He loved what he do. And guess what? You know why I see him cry? He running his pump by the well, right close to my fence. The road is in between me and him. He got the pump on. He in the back there watering all his vegetables and his banana trees and stuff. And all of a sudden, water stopped coming. He walk in the front, no pump. He got his generator in the house. He come right here by Beverly onto Michael Road to get something to eat. Goes back. The generator door wide open. No generator. One day I was up by the hog pen and I was feeding the hogs and giving them water. And I look and I see some people in the yard. I say, my boy got some gas. Not knowing, guess what? They came. They stole his lawnmower off the back of his truck. His weed whacker off the back of his truck. His toolbox off the back of his truck. And they opened the truck. And they stole the money out the ashtray. Alright? Take the cell phone charger cord and open the hood of the truck and take out the battery. And he in the back there digging and planting holes for sweet potato. And he walk out there by his gate and hold his hand up in the air. I said, my friend need my help. I said, what happened? He said, come see what they do. And it's the same fellow who the woman, son who was the police, just lock up. And he get 2 years. Hurricane Matthew devastated us. We had a storm before that. It was called Alfred Great. You know, my president tell me, don't open my mouth. But you know, I hard head. You understand me? The people got to know the truth. Alright? This country, we in trouble.
Very serious.
Alright? We in trouble. This nation in serious trouble. If we don't pool our resources to feed ourselves, trust me, we could be in wasted trouble. When I was in prison under Dr. Ellison Rahman, I said, Dr. Ellison Rahman, I said, we got 40 acres here. All these men sitting down in a cell all day. I talk about sentenced men. I talk about the ones who are on waiting trial, which is about 1,000. You got another 1,000 sitting down who sentenced doing nothing, making no contribution back to the society. And you know why they couldn't farm those 40 acres? There's not enough manpower. There's not enough prison officers. The perimeter wasn't secure enough. And only the ones that could really be trusted could be let out to do what needs to be done. You know the word of God teaches me? You should earn your keep. I don't care where you go. If I come to visit your house, and the dishes need to wash and you feed me, I should be able to wash the dishes. If I see the floor dirty, I should be able to sweep it.
I swear,
Huh?
come over for dinner anytime.
won't eat your food, eh? I hungry?
Yeah.
I should earn my keep. And I know if some prisoners see this, they might be mad at me. I don't give a two hoots. You need to earn your keep. Pay your debt to society. Do any one of you all know how much money we spend on each prisoner per year? I had to fight to come out of the cell to go waking up. I had to fight the system. And if it wasn't for Dr. Ellison Rami and the prison officer, the superintendent in charge of the prison now, he was the one who took the initiative to bring me out to wake. And some other senior officers had a problem with that. Yeah, because one time I walked right out of jail. But it ain't like how you think. They had no records to keep me. They had nothing on the computer. So it wasn't no fault of theirs. They only had house prisoners. But some officers had a problem with that, so they keep me in lockdown. But I'm a wicked man. From 2000, when I rededicated my life to Christ, I never stopped working. I tell you, I was a hobbyist before that, you know. I had money.
Yeah, really.
I used to travel. I used to buy things. And guess what? I got 55 children. 25 biological and 30 other people children that I feed and clothe and send to school.
How much last?
And house.
Yeah, 2,000.
And I'm ashamed to say that. And my wife only have 4 children in the day of Subway Day. And I should be home with her now, but I down here because this is important. This ain't just important to me, you know. This is important to this country. This is important to my children. This is important to my grandchildren and my great-grandchildren. And if we don't start now, we might as well forget it. He made a statement earlier, right? He said, before all is lost. And you know how I feel? I feel like all done lost.
I feel the same way.
You understand me? Because when I see a person afraid to drive from here to where they live, or they're afraid to come out their house, or their house look like Fort Knox. I got a Fort Knox, so I should know. Okay? And the reason my house is a Fort Knox because when I first built my house, my daddy put me out his house. I had to build my own house. And when I built my house get break open 17 times in 1 year. So I improvise. But that's me. And that's what I'm doing now. I'm improvising to keep my farm afloat. You know how many times I just want to throw in the towel? And this is what I love to do. But the resources is nil. Net loss. NOL. NOL. And I'm quite sure the authorities that could look that up. And they got plenty of accountants. It's my own accountant. I tell you, I could bring 10 years of records right now, and the first 2 months of this year, ain't much in the first 2 months, because all I've been doing is just buying feed, buying medication. I just had a goat die day before yesterday, leave a baby, I gotta put it on milk. You know how much for a can of milk? If you can't get the powdered milk from the Ministry of Agriculture, or you can't, if you ordering it offline, times it reaches about $75 for a bag. Okay? Now that bag could last a month. But watch this. If you got 4 of them babies, that means you need 4 bags, eh? That's for $300 a month, right? That's rent. That's light bill.
That's grocery.
That's grocery. Huh? That's money could be going somewhere else. And you know what caused that? Lack of medication from the Department of Agriculture for the initiative of the farmers that they're supposed to be given. So when someone say, we got 4 veterinarians working at GRAC, which is the Department of Agriculture on Gladstone Road, okay? When you say you got 4 veterinarians working there, but I only see 1, and I can call her name, Dr. Lynn. And the next one, you understand me? You can hardly see him. And I ain't gonna go into that. But I can leave that alone. So the other 2, they must be invisible. But what I want to say is this. That veterinarian only can give you what she has, or he has. Okay? if it takes 6 months for her to get this, and when she get it, it only lasts for 3 months, that means the next 3 months, she can't give you, or he can't give you. Okay? And you know, people got this notion that, oh, you're looking for handout. It ain't no handout. Okay? It's a policy, and there are lots of policies with the Ministry of Agriculture that assist farmers. Okay? And I ain't talking about the associate farmer program, because what they should say is BAMC, not associate farmer program. That comes with BAMC. I ain't got a problem with BAMC, want to educate people to be farmers, you know. Okay? But when you take in the initiative for a farmer to sign up and then he have no control over his farm, and you in charge, then he ain't no more farmer. But I'm talking about feeding this nation, and I'm talking about what the assistance that farmers should get. Okay? Whether it be livestock or produce. My good friend in Cowburn Road, Sinclair, he has a beautiful farm. And guess what? He got devastated during the hurricane. But you know, he had other resources that he could pool and put himself back together. My little resources could only feed my animals. When I went down there, I had, close to 600 ducks. When I went there, there was only 300 ducks left. Then the first week in January, they stole 40. 2 weeks later, they come back, stole 40 more. Then another 2 weeks, they stole another 40. It's like they're counting them as they thief them. So if they stole 40 and the news come back to me that they only sell them for $5 a piece and they sell them to a certain set of people, how much that is for 40? Huh? 5, 4, so 20, that's $200. But that's $2,000 worth of ducks they sold for $200, eh? So where that put me? Right back to net loss, NOL. So I'm the hamster in the treadmill and I'm farming for someone else. I couldn't drive my truck here tonight because it don't have no gas. I run out of gas coming from my farm to go to my house. But you know, I got a little bit in the bottle. I put enough to reach home. But they don't see that. But that ain't none of their concern. As far as they're concerned, you're looking for a handout. Farmers ain't looking for no handout, you know. They're looking for hands up. That's what they're looking for. They're looking to take this nation to be a farming industry and be booming. I've heard the minister say 2020, we could be non-important, no chickens at all. But not at this rate. I would love to be in that situation. Huh? I sell organic eggs at $5 a dozen. I can't even get enough now because I ain't got enough chickens. With the hurricane and blow away, they done thief. And the rest I bring home and put in the back of my yard. So it ain't long before my neighbors them explode. But I had to bring them home in order to save them. I had to bring some of my goats home. Especially the South African boys, because they're the big ones and they're the ones that was thieving. My breeder value $10,000, they done stole 4 of them. You understand me? Because that's what I use to breed. And that's the breed with the Ministry of Agriculture bring into this country in order for farmers to bring the upgrade up. But what's the use of upgrading the grade if you ain't getting the benefit from it? You don't believe if I tell you this? In 10 years, I haven't eaten one goat from my farm. Not one goat, not one sheep. I can't get enough to sell. Because I need to sell in order to get monies to feed the rest. So it's like prostitution. You know, like before parents used to sell their daughter to this one and they give them this and give them that. That's how it is. With me and my farming. 2 weeks ago, I sold one goat for $200. I go into the feed mill. $200 worth of feed. And that's only enough for half a week. I use 120 pounds of feed in the morning and 120 pounds of feed in the afternoon. That's 240 pounds of feed. And guess what? Who does pay for that? Me. And where is the initiative? People don't see that. I had someone call me today. They won't buy goats. They won't buy a half a dozen goats and a half a dozen pigs. And when I tell them the price, they tell me, oh, the person said that too steep. Really? I want it to be the other way around. I want them to have some goat and some sheep or some pigs and sell them to me at a lesser price than that. Because I know some farmers, if they go around them, they'll run them. It ain't like I got no 20 acres. You understand me? And I just let my goats them eat. You understand me? And I got a big hole in the ground, they go get their water, and all I gotta do is just come and grab one and get to the slaughterhouse or sell this one or sell that one, and I ain't putting nothing into there. But I supplementing the feed because there's no grassland. If you see my 5 acres right now, in the past 3 years, I just plow it, and the plowing wasn't done properly. So I can't seed it for the grass to grow up, to replenish for my animals to eat. They've been eating shrubs. It's a good thing sheep, good at that. And goats, especially goats. Okay? That's why they're called small ruminants. But they should have luscious fields to eat out of. And it ain't like we ain't got
The acreage.
the place to do it. You understand me? We can do it. Because a lot of the land is being utilized to do other things. So the farmers are getting pushed out. You can imagine you plant 300 tomatoes. You know, that takes several weeks. And as soon as them green tomatoes start a tiny little red, you come to your farm the next morning, somebody done sow where they have not, somebody done reap where they have not sown. You know, that ain't just heartbreaking, you know. That's pocket breaking. That brings you right back to net loss. Because whatever you put into that, you need labor. First you need the plowing machine. Okay? Then you gotta put in your water lines. Then you gotta put in your fertilizer. It depends on which one, whether you organic or non-organic. Okay? And then you gotta weed. You get your ground cover and you plant them. And when the harvest comes, somebody else harvests that. And you gotta pay 3-4 persons to help you do all this work for the past couple of months. And you know what is another problem? But the people don't hear that. The people who retailing. They won't hear that. And they won't hear that from me. You think Fresh Market won't hear Mr. Gates say they got Mr. Gates have a problem with them? Because they importing all these things that they feeding the people that ain't no good for the people. And the local people ain't growing nothing. You know why? They say, oh, we ain't producing enough for them to be able to sustain the amount of volume that they have. We can't. And the reason we can't because we ain't getting no help. If the government could take $20 million and just spend it on advertising for tourism, but you can't give the farmer $1? Huh? The farmer looking for handout? So what tourism looking for? That's to sustain the country, eh? So you don't think we need to feed ourselves? You don't think we need to eat healthy? Huh? You know, this be devastating. Every time a person go to the doctor and the doctor say, God forbid, you have a lump in your breast.
Like that.
Or a pain you have in your stomach, you got colon cancer. Or a pain you have in your groin, you have prostate cancer. Because guess what? All those chemicals would be in the food. $90 billion worth of food is imported in this country every year. 90 billion. You believe that?
Yeah.
That's a lot of money. You would tell me we importing 90 billion, but we can't grow some of this?
No. They break
Huh?
down agriculture.
So you telling me everybody who's supposed to be in farming supposed to be multi-millionaires just to start farming? Then you talking with a foreigner because we ain't getting nothing from our local resources in order to do that.
Nope.
Huh? And when Mr. Lowe here retire from his job, if he has a job, how you think that will affect him if he take his what you call it? Pension fund and go put it in the farm? Right next to me was two old people before I came there. Mrs. Rachel Cooper told me about it. The husband and the wife. They spend their pension funds on farming 2.5 acres. Same 2.5 acres I was supposed to get and never got. That the former minister had approved for me. And watch here. They bought all kind of fruit trees. They dig all kind of holes. They fence in the yard. They had their water pumps and everything done. And one morning they come there, on Monday morning they come there, guess what? People done root up all their trees and gone with them. All. Not some, all. All the mango trees, the pear trees, you understand me? All the sugar apple trees, everything. Thousands. Dig them up and gone with them. That's their pension funds now. You know what they did? They packed up and went home, they never came back. Because when they went to the police couldn't do nothing because they couldn't find where they going. Okay, because people ain't talking. Alright? So you say, mind your own business. You live longer. But somebody know. Somebody see somebody with them things. Huh? Ain't nothing is no secret. Then when they go into the Ministry of Agriculture, they tell me, ain't nothing we could help you all with. But these people don't put their life savings in here. Huh? My neighbor, Mr. Cooper, he had a pallet building made out of pallets. And he stuck out the outside. And just last year, they come try to tell him he got to break down this building. And he's trying to secure the little stuff that what he have left. Huh? You call that helping the farmer?
That's breaking down.
Huh? My 2 wells have been contaminated at my farm now. Huh? From Hurricane Matthew, I've been toting water on my truck. I done mess up my transmission. It cost me $1,000 to rebuild my transmission, and I still toting water. Okay? And guess what? It cost no less than $300 to clean those 2 wells out with a backhoe. And I don't have the money to afford that. In fact, Matthew broke my windshield. And I pray to God every day I go into the farm, the police don't stop me and give me a ticket. And God has been good to me. And if I stay here and talk, we can be here till 12 o'clock tonight. My children then call me, say, I'm afraid to cut the cake and all these things. But these are just some of the things that we going through.
Yeah.
People don't know.
They don't want to know the truth.
No, they don't want to hear that.
No.
You know what they want to hear? You know what they want to hear? Oh, there's no salt erosion on the southern side of the island. Well, guess what?
There is.
If my good buddy Paul didn't have to go to a special church service tonight, he would show you all the pictures of where all his trees died. If you go down to St. Clair Place, all the guavas. People can't get no guavas in New Providence no more right now, you know. All the guava trees, the salt eat them trees. The mango trees, the avocado trees, the salt eat them.
Kill
The
it.
only thing that semi-survived was the coconut tree.
Yeah.
And you know
All
what?
our trees.
Like I tell you, with the person who called today, I said, look here, you want to buy all my goat and sheep and all my pigs? I'll give you a good price. Because I'm ready to just sell all of them and plant coconut trees. I mean, I'll have to wait 5 years to get a yield, but hey, I ain't been getting no yield in 10 years. But somebody got to raise the livestock, eh? Huh?
Somebody got
You think farmers should have to pay for license? You think farmers should have to be getting a RAS from NIB? You think farmers should have to pay VAT? Huh? I don't think so. Farming is the first line of defense in this country. And until we realize that, we can always be importing $90 billion of food every year. And they can take that to the bank. Because they think a person like me, my mouth too big. My mouth gotta be big. I done lose everything. Matthew took 333,000 from me. And you know what they say? Oh, they suffered that losses. Maybe about 2 million, not 60 million. 2,000 farmers. And guess what? That assessment wasn't even for the 2,000 farmers. That was only for about
one.
That was only, hey, no, that wasn't even for one. That's only for a quarter. You see, when people see, they don't see a bottle of water, you know. When people see water, you know. Okay? They just see water. They don't see a bottle. You see that bottle? That's one price. You see that label? That's another price. You see that cap? That's another price. Okay? And the machine to do all of that is another price. They don't see that. What people don't see is when a guava tree has been destroyed by a natural disaster. Okay? They don't see how much money that guava tree been putting in your pocket. Okay? When I see a woman, I don't just see a woman. You know what I see? I see a housewife. I see a maid. I see a mother. Huh?
Caretaker.
A caretaker. I see a sex machine. You don't hear that?
It's the truth.
It's the truth. Because if she ain't laying it down, I ain't want her.
You see also a provider, a partner.
So when you see a husband,
You see the same
you see
thing.
a provider, a protector,
It's
a sex machine.
everything.
You understand me? Huh? You see a handyman? Hello?
Plumber,
Plumber,
electrician,
electrician, a mechanic,
everything.
a carpenter. Hello? So you just don't look at one thing.
No, it's never about one thing.
You look at that guava tree and you say, well, okay, this guava gave me 1,000 guava. This tree gave me 1,000 guavas. Now, how much I make off 1,000 guavas? Or what all I could do with them 1,000 guavas? I see jam. I see jelly. You understand me? I see guava duff. Huh?
Guava sauce.
I see the leaves to make tea. You understand me? Like you say, guava sauce. Huh? There's many things. And guess what? I see seeds to plant more guava trees. So I see reproduction. So don't tell me my guava tree only value $50. Okay? But you see, the problem is most farmers don't keep records. And I've been emphasizing this to them. My president has been emphasizing this to them. You have to keep records. All right? See ya? Watch here. Watch this. See this here? See that? Now I got my diary, you know, and I stapled these in my diary. Okay? Records. Okay? You see that there? What that is? Huh?
Receipts. Receipts for feed.
Feed. I gotta keep dog by my farm to stop the thieves.
You gotta feed the dogs and all.
Gotta feed the dogs. I gotta put gas in my truck. Okay? I got an employee. I had 5, I down to 1. And guess what? He's 71 years old. Because the young ones don't work. I had one the other day. He worked for 3 days. I paid him $124 and I bought him lunch every day and give him drink. And you know what he tell me? Oh, that's less than minimum wage.
I get feed lunch every day and something to drink.
And we wondering why the foreigners getting all the jobs. And even them no one work no more now.
That's better than what he had before he started working.
He ain't had nothing. He was sitting on his backside just like how you sitting in the chair. But you see, that's the problem. That's the problem with this nation. You understand me? Everybody want
But nobody want to do the work.
a job that is give them a salary every month, where they just go to the bank and get the ATM machine and then go and spend it. I ain't supposed to say this, but I can say this. BAIC is spend $8 million a year on staff alone to run BAIC. 8 million. You know how much the farmers get out of that? 0. That's BAIC now. I ain't talking about the whole Ministry of Agriculture now. I ain't talking about lands and service, and I definitely ain't talking about BAMC. Huh? You know how much money the previous government and this new government in the initiatives pumping into BAMC?
Millions.
All right? And we can't feed this nation. If the sea port closed down, my brothers and sisters,
You're in trouble.
We done.
just don't come by my farm. Because I can be armed and dangerous. Even if I can have a sling and a stone. I can tell you, the people will come from uptown and raid every farm and kill every farmer.
Yeah.
Because you know farmers ain't going down without a fight.
Yeah.
But I could guarantee you this. If the sea port closed today,
Finish.
we finish. Within the second week, we'll be eating people. Unless the air drops some stuff here. And if America goes down, who we gonna get to drop the stuff here?
Definitely not
And don't
China.
worry about the rich people now. See, they say, oh, the white knights. But we got black knights too.
That's true.
And they filthy rich.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay?
It's in line.
And I ain't calling no names. Okay?
It is.
We got the resources grabbers. Okay? We got them, the people who taking our money would be pouring into the government. Okay? And I don't care what side of the fence you on. A thief is a thief. Okay? The rich getting richer and the poor are getting poorer.
Amen. In line.
And I don't care what they think with me. And I don't care if I gotta resign in the morning from being the vice president of the Farmers United Co-op, and I created that. I will do that. I don't care. I want the people who run in this country to stop sitting on their backside and start to do something to help
The people.
the people feed themselves.
Yes.
They just strong.
Don't utilize the situation to make money off the people, because that's what's being done.
Yeah.
Okay? The Associate Farmers Program is, I got the contract right home, right in my truck. That is a program they using to make the farmers sign up. If they say you can't be organic, you have to use fertilizer, you have to use it. It's right in the contract. Okay? And if you yield 1,000 goats and they up to their standard, you gotta find elsewhere to sell them. They don't want them. They only want the ones that they find suitable. And guess what? They lending you $5,000 and the Bahamas Development Bank lending you $10,000. So that's $15,000. Okay? That's the initiative what they're using to reel in the farmers. And anybody who signs that contract,
That's it.
they in control of your farm. So you're not a farmer no more. Yes, we don't get the land free, you know. We pay lease. And every other year, the lease is increased. If you don't believe me, I'll bring all my receipts at the next meeting for you to see. I got proof and evidence of everything.
Can't talk if you don't have no proof. You can back it up.
And I ain't never scared. Huh? I wasn't scared when I was doing illegal stuff. So imagine if I doing legal stuff.
No.
Huh?
No.
And I covered in the blood. And ain't nobody can rest this body on the ground unless he say so. And if they got that plan, they better be careful, because the last fellow who tell me when I was on top of my roof praising the Lord, tell me, say, listen, if he had bullets for his gun, he would have shoot me down like a bird. I said, but see all these birds flying around here? Not one of them could fall to the ground without his say so. And guess what? 2 years later, I was standing over his body with his jaw off, and I said to him, listen to me. As a man thinketh, so is he. If you say in your heart that Jesus Christ is Lord and Savior, Yeshua will come into your life. And today you will be with him in paradise. And the police officer said, well, you better move from here, boy. I ain't got no time to play. I ain't never afraid. Okay? If you read Hebrews, your destiny was predestined.
Yep. Long before he was born.
Before you even was born, from the foundation of the world.
Yep.
Okay? So if that's how I supposed to go, then that's how I
so be
supposed to
it.
go. And guess what? Even then, I can put a stop to that, because anything I ask my father for,
He
if
provides.
I ask him for a loaf of bread,
He provides.
he ain't gonna give me a stone. And if I ask him for fish, he ain't gonna give me a serpent. And if two of us agree together, it's even more. So anything that come against me,
But not prosper.
Amen.
no weapon,
No weapon formed against them.
not against Dennis Daniel Cates, born December the 10th, 1963. None. And I never was afraid. I'm a praying man.
Good.
And I'll tell people things too. And I always say this. If you slap me, I can
I
slap you back. You understand me? If you come to kill me,
I can hurt
and
you
my
first.
father give me the eyes to see, you better be careful. You understand me? And I obey the laws of the land. And I always tell people this. Not because you're covered in the blood means you must be stupid. When you walk onto the road, you look left, you look right, you look left
Front
again,
and back.
and now you gotta look right again. Because they come in with plenty speed. And they'll knock you down. Because if you think you're a child of God and you can just walk across the road and he ain't nothing to touch you, that ain't so. If somebody's chasing you, he will make a way out of no way
Oh, yeah.
for you to run across that road and not get knocked down.
Yeah.
All right? Remember, if we don't feed ourselves, we done up the creek. What we need to do is park that boat, get off it, and start farming. And we need to help the farmers who farming, because they need it. And guess what? You hear them say something about $2 million? That's a joke. If you could put 20 into tourism, and that's what you say feeding us now, what's your backup plan? That's plan
Children
A.
dying.
What is backup plan B? Kill one another after the food finish? No. Let's feed ourselves.
Nothing have the birds.
Stop worrying, you understand me, about how much money, you understand me, the people them got who retailing. $90 billion a year in the farming industry ain't going nowhere. Them people need to pump some of that same money back into the community, because they're the ones who benefiting off it. Okay? She want her children, her grandchildren, and her great-grandchildren to be healthy and live longer lives. When my Prime Minister, who in charge of the country now, and if I offended him, I apologize. You understand me? But for every action, it's a reaction. You react one way, I react another.
way.
All right? You lead, and I follow. But I apologize if I'm wrong. And I ask for forgiveness. Because without forgiveness, there's no way to get in the gate.
Nope.
Now I can say this. I want the Prime Minister, my Prime Minister. I ain't put him there, you know. But I want he's the Prime Minister, and my God say I must honor him. I want him to take the same initiative that he take in the Black Belt area, $5 million a year into the Black Belt area to clean up the place and refurbish the place and get things and bring it up to standard. I want him to do that on the table in the morning for each and every individual in this country to eat healthy and to be able to feed themselves. That's what I want. That's my passion.
That's what it is.
Okay? I want when I walk down by Princess Margaret Hospital, I'm going to see somebody who's 90 years old and on their way out. Or somebody had a mishap on the job. Okay? I don't want to go down there and look and I see people dying on every side of the floor, on every bed. All right?
And no space.
And if anybody knows best, it's him. Hypertension, diabetes.
Yep.
Okay?
Stroke.
All these things. And you know where it starts?
Food. Garbage.
And when you get up in the morning, you need to drink
Water.
1 liter of water. You even ain't got to brush your teeth. Because that same stink mouth is alkaline. Drink that water. This is planet Earth right here. Mm-hmm. It starts right in here. This is what keeps the rest of this going. If this ain't right, ain't nothing else right. Hmm?
Speak the truth, Mr. Gates.
So I want my Prime Minister, okay, to take the initiative, what he taken in the Black Belt area, and apply it to the farmers. Let the farmers disappoint you. Don't disappoint the farmers.
True.
Don't let it be said that the Prime Minister didn't give the farmers a fair chance. I don't care who you put in charge of that ministry. You is the head. Okay? When I have children in my house, I is the head.
What you say goes.
Okay? When I came out of prison, you know what I tell all them children I had in my house? I had 14 of them when I came out of prison in 2007. I said, as for me and my house, we can serve the Lord. And who don't want to serve the Lord?
See it, there's the door.
I had one in the room, laying down with the gal. I said, look here, since I've been gone, y'all get married. Huh? He said, no. I said, miss, you need to put on your clothes and come out of my house. To see no halls.
I agree.
And that's what I live by. Judeo-Christian principles. And when I say Judeo, I mean Judeo-Christian principles. It's 613 commandments and only one was struck down. Because he fulfilled that. Jesus Christ fulfilled that. And that's the shedding of the blood. Because he was the only one whose blood was shed for each and every one of us. Because without the remission of sins, there's no hope for salvation. All right? So, you got to love your neighbors yourself. You understand me? You got to forgive. Okay? And you can't cover nothing with your neighbors. Nor his wife, nor his ass. Okay? Nothing. Nothing that is their neighbors. So you need to stop thieving. And even if you go on the job, you got 8 hours.
Give you 8
8
hours.
If you got 15 minutes break, take your 15 minutes break. Don't take 15 minutes break. 15. So, if we're looking to move forward as a first world country, we need to start with feeding ourselves because we need to be healthy. I want my Prime Minister, when he get down to his office, he have a clear mind on what it is he have to do. And the only way to do that is to eat right. A healthy body is a healthy mind. When our children go to school, they don't eat healthy, so they can be thinking healthy. When the teacher put before them what they need to acknowledge. All right?
Amen.
Where there's no vision, the people perish.
They're lost.
And I finish.